What happened to the Taranis radio? We don't hear a lot about them anymore. Yeah, well, Frsky stopped making radios for FPV pilots. Frsky used to be like the open source people's champion, and then they kind of got popular, and then they kind of got proprietary. They stopped supporting OpenTX, and they built their own operating system called EthOS. They didn't really buy into ExpressLRS. As ExpressLRS got more and more popular, they developed their own sort of parallel version of a long-range protocol. And the FPV community, well, I want to say the FPV community has always been about sort of that open source, for the people ethos. There's truth to that, although, like, the popularity of DJI proves that if a product is good enough, people will be happy to get in that gilded cage, close the door, lock, and throw away the key. So I guess the takeaway is that Frsky tried to build a closed ecosystem, and it wasn't compelling enough, and FPV pilots were just like, fine, good luck, go over there. And I think it worked out for Frsky because, as near as I can tell, they were courting the fixed-wing traditional RC flyers who are willing to pay a lot more for a radio just because they've been conditioned to do it because they're all old. And back in the day when they were learning... Oh, I'm going to piss off so many people. Back in the day when all those old fogies flying airplanes... losers, when they were coming up, you had to pay $800 for a Futaba radio, and it had 8 channels. Whoa! And for $1,200, you could get 10 channels. Whoa! Whoa! And then, my first radio was a $60. Oh gosh, it was like a $60 Chinese radio. I can't remember the model. It was a 9X. Turnigy 9X, a $60 Turnigy 9X. And it could do everything because software is cheap and processors are cheap. And that was a recent development. But all the old guys flying fixed wings still expect to pay $800 for a transmitter. And so obviously transmitter manufacturers want to go over, and of course they look at OpenTX and EdgeTX and they're like, what is this? This is like somebody compared an EdgeTX to like a TI-85 graphing calculator. All I want to do is fly my planes. I don't want to learn how to program. Okay, well, here you go, Grandpa. Here's $800 for your Spectrum radio. Go have a good time. I will. Punk. So that's the market that Frsky's going after now. More power to them, but they're just not they kind of left the FPV market behind, and the FPV market said good riddance, and they went to Jumper, and they went to Radio Master, and that's where they are. I want to say, I hope that everyone has a sense of humor about me calling fixed-wing flyers old farts and so forth, that was a little bit of a comedy routine, and no one should take it too seriously. And if you're pissed off now, then take a deep breath because, okay.